Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a kind of how-to video on strobing. Not the intense strobing that you've seen everywhere else, but more for the everyday woman. So if you want to take this trend and incorporate it into your life, you can without looking like a crazy disco ball out in public. This was just something that we've adapted from Korean and Asian beauty, and I really like it because I have dry skin. If you have oily skin, I would say just don't highlight in the areas that are oily. I have a lot of steps in mine, but they're quick, don't worry, they're quick. But that way you can like kind of take out as need be depending on your skin tone. So I really hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you later. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and use the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. This is gonna give you the most glorious base ever. And you're gonna put it on and you're gonna freak out and be like, what is wrong with my face? I also just want to mention that if you need a corrector, now is the time for under your eyes. Now is the time to actually do that, because when you're highlighting and your eyes are dark, it can make your eyes actually look more tired, and that's going to be like anti-strobing, which I guess is contouring, but I don't want to go, no, not even going to go down that road. It just won't be good for the strobing look. Foundation wise, I'm gonna go ahead and use Luminous foundations as well, because we're getting the glowiest look that we can get here, people. I'm going to mix the True Match Lumi, which I love, and I would use by myself if they had my shade, but I'm gonna use it with the Covergirl Stay Luminous, which has an excellent shade range, and then, well, I mean, it works a little bit better for me. Not an excellent shade range, but I'm gonna use it with it, because they both have that luminous property, but the Stay Luminous lasts a little bit longer on the skin. Alright guys, now you're going to want to grab a concealer. For me, I'm using the NYX HD concealer. It doesn't have too much coverage. It has a nice amount of coverage, but it also just gives off a really nice highlighted effect. To me, it's kind of reminiscent of the new Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I prefer this one actually, because that one has too much pigmentation, but you're going to want to kind of conceal. And for this, I would definitely recommend blending this in with either a beauty sponge, or for me, I go ahead and use my concealers that help, my fingers that help shears it out a little bit better. I just want you guys to know, you know, I'm not a beauty guru. I'm a mom I was self-taught in makeup and then worked at Sephora, so by no means am I a makeup artist, but I see a lot of beauty gurus like fill in this whole triangle area, and that's too much concealer. That is so much concealer. You don't need that much. Yeah, it's gonna crease. Yeah, it's gonna look heavy and cakey in real life. It might look good on camera, but that much concealer does not look good in real life. So that's kind of my goal, like, I guess with kind of making a beauty channel, I don't know, is to show people like, that is not how you do it. Like, these beauty gurus are misinforming you, at least for real life situations. You can see that just brought more glow, but it's not like crazy. You just tap that in. The next thing I really do think you should do is go ahead and set that concealer, because under eye concealer just is really prone to creasing. It's really hot out, so concealer is something that kind of moves around a bit more. I'm using this Wet n Wild Contour Duo. This crap is awesome. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee. Alas, we are not even looking at the contour side. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take some of the powder. I usually use a Real Techniques setting brush, but I think one of my sons just kind of ran off with it. So I am like as delicately as possible just kind of placing this under the eye. Make sure you just kind of get that where that would crease. What I like about this is that it's not a completely like matte. Like, I mean, it's matte, but it has like a little bit of a satiny sheen. Alright, and I'm just gonna call that a day because I have really dry skin, so if you want to go ahead and set down the T-zone area, I would, especially if you have oily or combo skin, but I'm good. The next thing is the main event. We have this incredibly dewy skin at this point. We're gonna just bump it up even a little bit more. And I think that this highlight is really good for highlighting the face. It's the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. It's actually a bronzer, but it's clearly not a bronzer. And for me, I prefer a brush like this. This is a Sigma one, the F35. These Sigma brushes are like not necessary, but it's a fairly powdery product, so make sure you tap off the excess. But first thing I like to do is, if you're really set on strobing everywhere that strobing requires, kind of go like this so that the least amount of highlight will be in your oily area. But you can also just, you can make this for yourself. It doesn't have to be what, you know, the exact technique tells you to do. What I like about this one, what I was saying is, it's not too much for a highlight. This is gonna look better. I know a lot of people are using champagne pop, and I have my own opinion on that. I'll link the review video down below. I don't love that highlighter in general, but I definitely don't think it's meant for the everyday person to strobe with, especially if you're fair. This one I think that more people can get away with, but again, I'm not sure how good it would work on the darker side. That being said, I don't have any of the actual bronzers from this, but if they have the same kind of sheen as this one, the bronzers will kind of work as well. But when you're strobing for your real life and you're not like on camera, you can use something like the Mary Luminizer, but when we go ahead and use all these extra steps, you're gonna look like Edward Cullen. So you should probably, like, I mean, you do whatever you want, but you might want to dial it down a notch. That's just kind of my opinion. So, main area, forehead, down the bridge of the nose. Really focus on the tip of the nose. Get that Cupid's bow, get the chin. Muffin top, don't you dare. Cheekbones, which I mean, I kind of do mine like all the way. Typically, maybe you want to start about here and then kind of a little C triangle shape. I'm really not afraid to highlight my face. I have really dry skin, so I really like the look. And then something else that, you know, a lot of people do it up here in the brow bone. And then I've even seen some people do it a little bit back here. Kind of because like this is where you would contour, so you're highlighting down here. Alright, for blush, I would recommend when you're doing strobing, a cream blush. They just look more dewy, more healthy. I'm using Benefit's Majorette. It is the only product for the, I mean, this isn't necessary for strobing technique. I just think that the cream blushes look really pretty. So I know that this is high end. I'm using my fingers again because it just, you know, is gonna overpigment the crap out of your face. Oh no! You know what you do? Foundation. Boom, boom, boom. Blend that crap out. Once you finish your eye makeup, which I actually finished the rest of mine, you can go ahead and take your highlighter and you could dab a little bit more into the brow bone. If you don't, for example, I put kind of a matte from the Naked Smoky under there. And then you could do the inner corner as well. And voila! I hope you guys like this everyday strobing, dewy skin of life, kind of get ready with me. If you did, love if you would like and subscribe and stick around, see what else I have coming out, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.